The Detroit Lions injury report just came out. We're going to talk about it. Who is not practicing, who did practice. A new name on there that's concerning. We're going to talk about that. We're going to get into, as well, the injury report for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. One player we're all paying attention to for this game coming up on Sunday at 4:25 there at Tampa Bay. So we're going to go through the list. I'm going to give you my thoughts for that, for today's Lions news. Really important, this injury report is. Injuries for this game on Sunday. So hopefully some of these guys can get going there. But we will see on Sunday, right? We'll see. So hopefully everything looks good for our team, getting healthier for Sunday. But right now, it's not as good as we'd like it to be. Now, Brian Branch still did not practice. I don't expect him to play in this game, and we'll see more tomorrow. But he hasn't been practicing due to that ankle injury that he received in the Green Bay Packers. Maybe they'll give him another day's rest or another game's rest for this on Sunday. The Lions do have options in the secondary to replace him, right? Like we've seen Will Harris out there. We've seen Kirby Joseph and how they utilize these guys. So Brian Branch right now, it's not looking good. With that said, Jahmyr Gibbs, he didn't practice, but he's on the sideline with trainers working it. So that's a step in the right direction. We'll see more tomorrow about Jahmyr Gibbs, but that is a positive sign that maybe his hamstring's starting to get a little bit better there. I like to have his speed and what he brings to the Lions offense on the table. Really important for that. But if he does miss, you do got David Montgomery. We still can run the football, and especially when you're on the road, you got a guy in David Montgomery who's able to just smash the hole, and that's what he does there. Are you guys concerned about the injuries? From a level 1 to 10, 1 not being concerned, 10 being really concerned? Let me know in the comment section where you're at for the Lions injuries. Jonah Jackson did not practice as well. It's really feeling like he's going to miss Sunday's game. We do have options there with Big V, as well as Graham Glasgow or Awasika. One of those guys will be in that spot. Big V is able to go. He was dressed even last week, so he could be left guard for Sunday's game, and then Graham Glasgow could be right guard. So I think we have a better option, at least for the offensive line standpoint for this game on Sunday. But man, oh man, when is our offensive line fully going to be together? These guys are just getting nailed with injuries. It's tough to watch for sure. Zonovan Knight did not practice. I don't think a lot of people are really concerned about that. He's not a big part of this offense. But Sam LaPorta, that's the new name on the list here. Calf injury, no practice, and he wasn't listed on Wednesday, so this is a recent injury. Really hope that he can go on Sunday. Sam LaPorta has been such a big piece to the passing game and how we're taking it to the next level. It's really important for him to be available Sunday. He's getting touchdowns. He's a mismatch. And going against good defense in Tampa Bay, you want to have that type of player on the field. You really, really do. And so that is concerning. That's a name that I'm concerned about because we need him on the field. Look, if he can't go, you do got Brock Wright. Brock Wright is a pretty good tight end for the Detroit Lions. Did good last year. But Sam LaPorta is a next level. James Mitchell, no practice as well. He's been dinged up. Hamstring. These things take forever. Probably not going to be playing on Sunday for sure. Emmanuel Moseley, of course, he didn't practice. He's done for the year. Frank Ragnow, no practice. Don't worry about it. It is a veteran rest day for him. He will be good to go for the Detroit Lions. Taylor Decker is a full practice. Yeah, nothing where he's been dealing with an injury so far throughout the season. So that we expect him to be out there. The offensive line, excluding Jonah Jackson, looks to be good to go for Sunday's game. Khalil Dorsey, full practice. He was injured due to an illness, man. And I tell you what, I don't know what he had, but I'm happy that he's over it because an illness that lasts that long is a pretty bad one. St. Brown, full practice. Great news. St. Brown will be available for Sunday's game. So, look, if you don't have Sam LaPorta, you do got Amon-Ra St. Brown. But still, we need our weapons out there for this type of game. This is a better team that we're facing. This is not the Carolina Panthers here. So as soon as we hear anything about Sam LaPorta, we'll definitely keep you informed, as that's something completely new. But it's good that St. Brown will be back. It's good to see that Jahmyr Gibbs is working. He's getting close to be back. If he's not back this Sunday, he'll be back the following week. That's what it's looking like for Jahmyr Gibbs right there, and that's a good thing. And I do think that we're getting closer to seeing, James Mitchell get back as well, and Jonah Jackson. So I do think Jonah and Mitchell miss this week, and then next week you probably see them. And so it's slowly but surely, it's like a one injury. You get two injuries, and then you get healthy with one, and then it's just big injury report, man. These guys are just getting tore up. Let's go ahead and jump to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. When I waited, and I couldn't find anything for today, but for Tampa Bay, this was yesterday's injury report. There's one specific name we're all watching here, and that's Mike Evans. He didn't actually practice today. So Mike Evans is their number one receiver over there. He's the number one weapon. Did not practice, dealing with the hamstring. I'm starting to think he's not going to be available for Sunday's game, and if he is, he's not going to be at full strength, that's for sure. They may take their time with him because hamstrings, you don't want to re-injure those things because they can linger and linger. So it's looking pretty good for the Lions secondary not to have to go up against this guy because he is a difference maker. He's a game breaker, and that's what he is. As much as people want to poo-poo some of these injuries, some of these players, there is difference makers, and he's one of those guys. So if he can't go on Sunday and it's looking more and more like he's not, that is a big boost for the Lions secondary. It really is. And look, if we don't have Sam LaPorta, they don't have Mike Evans. So it's kind of putting in there with both teams losing some big-time weapons for this game. Kalijah Kancey, everyone else was a full practice. Jamel Dean, I fully expect these guys to go. Look, they got a good secondary. They got good corners. That's why we need St. Brown in this game. Somebody will get open eventually, and that's why we want LaPorta in there, because they got a good defense, and we need mismatches, especially on the road. So we'll see, but it's good that we're starting to see a Jahmyr Gibbs getting a little bit better. It's not good seeing Sam LaPorta on there. Hopefully he's good to go. We don't know anything about it yet. It just came up. And it's not a hamstring. That's good because hamstrings last forever. So maybe it's just something a little dinged up, and he'll be good to go on Sunday. We have zero information on it. Sometimes, look, if you have any sort of injury and you've been good, like a player like Sam LaPorta, it's not like he needs extra reps, even though he's a rookie. You can rest these guys. Some of these guys, they got their job down. Frank Ragnow's one of those guys. Taylor Decker's one of those guys. St. Brown's one of those guys. And it's looking like, hopefully, it is, that Sam LaPorta is going to be one of those guys. So maybe he does play on Sunday. Really need him out there. We want that difference maker on defense going forward. But we're getting to the point that some of these guys are going to be coming back. And that's good. That's good. I'd like to see Jonah out there, but probably have to wait another week. Brian Branch, I want to see him out there. Probably got to wait another week. Jahmyr Gibbs, don't really know fully on there. If he's not back this week, I think he's back next week. So we're getting closer and closer, especially with these games coming up. Tampa Bay, and then you got Baltimore. These are tougher teams. It's not the Carolina Panthers. We need to have our weapons out there. And every team deals with injuries. That's a part of it. Every NFL team. But it does feel like the Lions are kind of getting the ripped up of all these injuries. They definitely are. But let me know if the injuries are concerning you. Blow up the comment section. With that said, make sure you subscribe. Adios.